Hello everybody, this is Retro Hot Photo House, and today I want to talk about very nice and perfect, I would say optically, old Soviet Jupiter-3 prime lens. It is copy of pre-war Carl Zeiss sonar, but very often this lens normally from 60s, 50s, 60s of past century, and besides some cleaning marks which might be on the optical part, sometimes it's hard to turn the focusing ring because of old grease inside, okay? And today I will show you how to completely disassemble the focusing part, how to remove old grease, how to put new one, and what is very important, how to assemble it in proper way, because it's quite tricky, and if you don't know how to proceed you can just break up your lens, okay? So first of all we need to separate optical block from helicoid part, okay? And to do this you take here and here with your two hands and just you turn to the left, hop, like this. Sometimes you need to apply more force in order it comes out. Sometimes like this one it's easily, and by turning you just remove your optical block with adjusting ring from helicoid part, okay? So this we do not need, just I put it aside. So here we have our helicoid part. First, what we need to do before all, we need to focus it on infinity, okay? So you by turning your ring you focus on infinity, and then you take a little screwdriver like this, and we will need to remove this ring and this ring, okay? So first of all we will remove this ring. There is 3 little screws, and we're just removing the screws. And then by pulling you remove this ring, okay? So now we will need to remove this ring. There is also 3 little screws, 1, 2 and 3, but first, before, I advise you to make just a little mark here where is your red line is on black here. And normally I'm making this with my screwdriver. You will understand why later. Exact, and the line of that red line you just make a little mark here. You see? Yeah. So then you just by removing 2 little screws, you let this ring turn. Now, by turning also to the left, his normal screw thread, you're removing this ring. So, what do we have here? This helicoid consists of three parts, and very important, there is certain relation between this ring, and this ring, and this relation should be respected in order lens focus properly and rangefinder block works. Okay, so now what we will need, so you have here one little screw, black, and on this side here you want, and on opposite side second. Now we need to make some markings. For example, you take your screw, you put it aligned like this, you see, and then you put the mark exactly in the center here. You see how it's done, I think. Yes. And you can do the same thing on the opposite side. You align the head of the screw and just you make your marking here. Now you can remove them. Then you need also to put a mark here, because this is one ring, another ring, and last one. So normally I put a marking with marker, permanent marker, near this screw, like this. You see? Then you can feel almost free to remove everything, and you will be able to reassemble it in proper way. So here we have our last screw. We're just removing it. So then you can disassemble your helicoid. You remember also that your hole for screw, and there is little groove here, is on the left here, you see? Later we will find it with proper markings. Then you can remove very easily one ring, the exterior one. You see the amount of old grease. Then you can remove inner ring, and you have in your hand the last one with big thread. Now you will need something like this. It's a cotton and pure alcohol. We will need to clean to wipe out the old grease. So you put the pure alcohol and you just cleaning the thread like this, you see. Once it's done with big amount of old grease, you need to do the same thing with a, not completely the same, you just need to take the cotton stick like this. You put it also in the alcohol, and then you need to wipe the inner space between the threads if you want to do the job good, if you want to make a good job. Or you just can use your cotton sticks directly if you wish. So once we cleaned all three parts from old grease, you may see more or less clear, more or less proper, I would say. Then we need to relubricate them. Me personally, I use this, it's a Team 201. It's a grease, special grease for lens helicoid lubrication. It's available in my eBay shop. If you wish, there is a link in the description. And just I take a little stick, and I put the grease on the threads. Here a bit also, very little amount. Then you take this middle ring and you put the grease on inner thread here. This is little step thread, okay? And you take your front ring. There is also a thread here and inner, and you put a little bit thread on both, a little bit of grease on both, and here also little amount. So once it's done, all three rings are covered with new grease. We will start to assemble them. First, what you need to do is to reassemble front ring with center ring. To do this, you just screw it almost to the end together. Then you find your hole. Where is it? Here. So you screw it completely to the end. Once it's stopped, you cannot turn it to the right anymore. Then you turn a little bit to the left, unscrewing, and search to align. And search to align the place for screw with a little groove here. Okay, so it's done. Now we will put the biggest part. Here, this big thread, I think it has 3 steps, so it's one chance on 3 that we will put it together in proper way from first time. Okay, let's start. Here it's aligned. So, is it okay? Our marks here. Let's see. Yes. These marks are aligned, and in the same time, when you put your screw inside here, it should be aligned also with our marking. Let's check it up. It seems that it's not completely aligned. It's very important that it should be completely aligned. So it seems like this should be turned one more time. So it can be turned one more time, so let's unscrew it and try to put it somehow differently. How is it? Yes, that's right. So here it's almost up, you can't turn anymore, and then you go back a little bit until you see your hole. Here's our hole, okay? And here we should be completely aligned. Let's see. Let's put our screw and we will see. So I think here and here it is through step thread, and this ring is a 2-step thread. Here we had a chance to put it correctly from first try, and this ring from second try. So first thread it was wrong one, and on the second I think yes, it's correct one, because as you may see here, our screw head and our marking is completely aligned, and here we can put without any problems our screw. Yes, exact the same thing. And then you put your third screw inside, and then everything should be alright. Let's see if it works. Yes, it works perfectly. So, as you remember, this position is our infinity here. All markings are okay, this one and this one. Now we will proceed with next steps to put this aluminium external ring, but first I will wipe it a little bit from the remains of grease. This external thread, which is used for external aluminium rings. Then you can properly wipe with alcohol our markings, you don't need it anymore. So then you take this ring. You remember we put the mark here. Now we'll put the ring and see if this red line will be aligned with our marking. And you screw it till the end. Up here you see our marking aligned with red line. Then you can put little screws inside. And then, as you may see, as you may remember, it's focused on infinity. Then you take your second ring, you align red line with infinity, and you have your inner hole with external hole. They are also aligned. And then you put the last screws inside. Last 3 screws. 1, 2, 3. So here we have reassembled our focusing helicoid. It turns smoothly from minimal focusing distance to infinity. As well, rangefinder also. It's very smooth now. Then in just last step you take your optical block, you put it inside, everything works perfectly. Then you can wipe aluminum body from the signs of oil, from grease, and now you can enjoy your excellent Jupiter-3 with smooth focusing. This is Retro Photo House. We are working for your satisfaction. If you need some tested and lubricated Soviet lenses, please visit our base shop. See you later. Bye bye.